reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. That I will achieve, because I do the things I should, between my brethren kind and good. So I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. That I will achieve, because I do the things I should, between my brethren kind and good. So I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow.
Yes, my Straight Dog family, when you hear that theme song, you know it is time for another edition of Straight Talk, and time for me to bid you good night. St. Kitts and Nevis, good night to the entire Caribbean region. I must also hail all the Kittitians and Nevisians in the diaspora, those of you who are on the World Wide Web, and I know many of you are all over Africa. There's some of you in Europe, some of you in Asia, and a whole lot of you are right here in North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I can't say good morning, and certainly in some cases I can say good afternoon, because one of such greetings is applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And we are all in the same fight, the fight against the coronavirus induced pandemic. If you're joining me for the first time, Straight Talk is a public service program. Underline that. It is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest. So do not be distracted. You can facilitate discussion on political issues that sometimes come to the fore, but we also facilitate discussion on the legal, environmental, technological, economic, and or social issues. On this program, we try also to raise the level of national discourse. We try to raise the level of national consciousness by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation, my straight talk people, on yet another occasion. Just to remind first timers as well, we promote this program or air this program every Monday and Thursday night from 8 until 10 p.m. It is a participative program. By that I mean we entertain your calls, your emails, and those of you who are so minded to call, the numbers are 465-2555. That's the local number. It's one number, but there are 3 lines. So just be patient, my people there at home. But the overseas line is 718-577-2916. Many of you, for some reason or other, like the cloak of anonymity. You just don't want your voice to be heard. I don't know why. If you're speaking the truth, speak the truth. You need not to fear. Sometimes if you speak the truth, you sometimes have to stand alone. That's life. The truth will set you free. But those who like the cloak of anonymity, we give you access by our email platform, ZIZSTRAIGHTTALK, that's one word, the lowercase, at gmail.com. And I started a bit late tonight, a little tardy. Forgive me for that. I do apologize. Circumstances beyond my control. If you observe, we are in Studio B tonight. I want to take the time before I forget to say happy anniversary to Boy Blue and Jasmine, celebrating their 14th wedding anniversary today. And that's commendable. Jasmine, Boy Blue, I wish you 40 more years and more. Tonight as well, I'm reflecting on last Monday night. That's Monday gone. I'm reflecting a bit on the program we had, which to many people we found it was very spiritually enlightening. A spiritually enlightening program, I'm sure we would all concur with that. Amongst us as a people, at the end, I think we agreed to come together in one accord. How practically possible to achieve that is a pertinent question. We may ask, but I believe that it is one lesson we ought to have learned, or there is one lesson I should say, we ought to have learned from COVID-19, that is, as one pundit put it, and I agree, and I quote, he said that COVID-19 is an equal opportunity pandemic. It does not discriminate between rich and or poor, or between small island or big country. Instead, it unleashed its wrath upon every country on the earth. It brought the globe, the world, to a standstill. It cared not about politics. It cared not whether you are Republican or Democrat, Labour, PAM, CCM, NRP or PLP. That's COVID. Never discriminates. In spite of this reality, though, many amongst us fail to understand that COVID-19 cares not whether you live in Sandy Point or Newtown or Tabernacle or Charleston or Gingerland or wherever, because it continues to spread its venom like a poisonous snake across every community in St. Kitts and Nevis. Not to bad for Nevis, and we thank God for that. There are some amongst us as well who relish chaos because they believe that chaos will give them an opportunity to take control. And that's my theme for tonight. Some people want chaos so they can take control. And one example of this chaos, we can reflect some 32 years ago when the leader of the opposition who entered into politics just about that time in 1989. And that today seems to be his lifelong mantra. Think about 1993, the bottle and stone era in St. Kitts. Then this confession was made by the leader of the opposition. Here's what he said in 2013, I think it was. He said this.
We have been in government for the last 17 years. After being able to overthrow a 15-year opposition regime.
And that's a confession. And they say confession is good for the soul. The Douglas regime then took the reign of government in St. Kitts and Nevis 2 years after, in 1995. 25 years after, in what I now call the coronavirus era, Douglas flip-flops in a futile effort to take control as he tries everything to prevent the team immunity government's vaccine rollout program from achieving its desired goal of herd immunity in the Federation by immunizing 70% of the population who are over the age of 18. And we're doing well so far. I think we are just about 68%. I'll give you the exact figure in short order. This is the responsibility of those charged with protecting our federation, a responsibility that is being frustrated on a daily basis by the opposition, promoted by a certain panic factory, I always refer to it, called the radio station, that hosts programs, and you'll hear one tomorrow, groundless. But try to imagine, my people, God forbid, that Dr. Douglas was still Prime Minister, and Dr. Martin was still Chief Medical Officer. Try to imagine how would they have dealt with this worldwide pandemic. How could they, when they failed miserably to deal with what we can now call the Bastia High School epidemic, which was a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease within the Bastia High School community at a particular time in our history in 2014. And this was the advice of the then Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Patrick Martin, when people were suffering at the Bastia High School, children, teachers, and of course the psychological pain for parents. Here's what he said.
Essentially, there's nothing unusual and nothing unexpected taking place at the Bastia High School.
Imagine that. Nothing unusual and nothing taking place at the Bastia High School. Nothing unusual when Bastia High School teachers were crying out. Hear this one teacher who cried out for help from the then Douglas regime.
This has been happening for some time now. Since school opened, we have been having foul scents in the staff room, and not only that, apart from the scent, people are feeling very sick. Every day you come up here, you feel unwell. You're just feeling nauseous, and your tongue tingling, your face itchy. Right now I am here, my face is full of the rash. So this isn't anything new.
Nothing new. A face full of rash. That's coming from a teacher. Students were also crying, and students also spoke out.
I experienced other symptoms such as the sores in my mouth after being in the lab for 3 days finishing SPAs. When I returned, well, the sores were small and came just under my teeth, and they grew slowly until after a while they kind of rested. They kind of almost popped. It's still, the inside of my mouth has like a stringy texture now, as well as my lips. They have this burning feeling that was soon accompanied by almost when someone has a fever and your lip begins to peel. It was almost flaking off. So I just wanted to let persons listening know of the symptoms that students can be experiencing and the fact that these patterns have also been seen.
Imagine that, coming from a teacher and from a student. And what did the then Prime Minister say? Imagine this. Here's what he said.
There is nothing wrong with the school. I am a parent. I am a medical doctor. I have seen the reports myself. I have read them both. And the school is safe for us to continue to conduct our business of teaching students and learning as students, and thus making sure that the fears and the anxieties of our parents disappear. Let the school settle down.
How could you settle down when students and parents and teachers and administrative staff were suffering? No compassion, no love for poor people, children. Imagine then, my people, a chief medical officer like Dr. Martin and a prime minister like Dr. Douglas at the helm of this nation, or leading this nation at this critical juncture. God forbid. Douglas, as a medical doctor, has sent different messages at different times, even at this time, no doubt dependent upon his different moods. Come to the coronavirus era. Early in February, Dr. Douglas said what the whole world and every citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis knew. We knew that, my straight dog family. He said what we knew, so obviously he probably could not say otherwise. He said this.
One way of affecting the continuous spread is in fact to be vaccinated. And so the idea is this: vaccination can definitely prevent you from getting the disease.
And this was Douglas in February of 2021, when we received 21,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine from his other country of citizenship, Dominica. And you heard from him for yourself. He said, one way of affecting the continued spread is in fact being vaccinated. So the idea, he continued, is this vaccination can definitely prevent you from getting the disease. In February as well, when Denzel Douglas was cornered on public radio, on the Panic Factory to be exact, and his feeble attempt to demonstrate leadership, which matters most, we will agree, Denzel Douglas also committed publicly that he would take the AstraZeneca vaccine. He said that, and he said so publicly, I will take the AstraZeneca vaccine. Not me. Listen yourselves.
I have another question I want to ask you, and then we'll take a short break. Have you taken the vaccine?
No.
Why not?
Because as I said, I didn't want to be part of any parade of people.
You were asked to come and take it?
I knew I had to take it. Someone told me that I was free to come and have it. And that's on Monday. I did not take. On Monday, I could have.
Do
and Tuesday.
do you plan to take it soon, or because I think that the leadership is important. Leadership matters.
Of course.
And
I will take it.
Okay.
Let me make it clear.
You take the AstraZeneca.
Well,
my guest, Dr. Denzel Douglas. We're here talking about the vaccine and health matters in relation to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis as we fight off this COVID-19 pandemic.
You've heard that for yourself, my Street Talk family. Those are not my words. Those are unedited words of Denzel Douglas. And we need to repeat it. Straight Talk always bring you the facts. Dr. Denzel Douglas in February on the Panic Factory said this to the world and the Federation.
Another question I want to ask you, and then we'll take a short break. Have you taken the vaccine?
No.
Why not?
Because as I said, I didn't want to be part of any parade of people.
You were asked to come and take it?
I knew I had to take it. Someone told me that I was free to come and have it. And that's on Monday. I did not take. On Monday, I could have. And Tuesday.
Do you plan to take it soon, or because I think that the leadership is important. Leadership matters.
Of course.
And
I will take it.
Okay.
Let me make it clear.
You take the AstraZeneca.
Well,
my guest, Dr. Denzel Douglas. We're here talking about the vaccine and health matters in relation to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis as we fight off this COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, my Straight Talk father, you heard it for yourselves. It is either that Dr. Douglas no longer has a license to practice medicine. It is either that we just cannot separate the politician and leader of the opposition, Denzel Douglas, the medical doctor, or that Denzel Douglas is just a plain, downright hypocrite who will sacrifice his own people to enhance his own political ego. And you know, it is strange how birds of a feather flock together, because his once deputy, who's gone right back under his arm, said this about Douglas recently.
I believe that Douglas has been allowed to get away with lies for the past nearly 20 years or more. And I feel a little bit responsible for that, because we have, in a sense, covered up a number of the lies. Douglas is nothing short of a compulsive, diabolical, and pathological liar.
I wonder what he would say today about Douglas. Very interesting. He was asked about the King Zamba. He refused to answer the question. But the country has said in no uncertain terms that people do not want this. People do not want this 10-man in one anymore. People have moved on from this.
Nobody can stop us. They can't hold us back. Douglas is the leader. They can't touch me. Let them know that. They can't stop us. Not one of them can stop us. Mere 10 man in one.
We have moved on, my people, from that compulsive liar, from that flip-flopper. My people, the Bible says in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 8, get your Bibles. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I say it again. The Bible, in the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 8, reads, and I quote, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways." Double-mindedness, like any other disease, also has its symptoms. The symptom is called instability, which is described in the said book of James as one who is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. James chapter 1 verse 6 to be exact, in the New International Version, it reads, and I quote, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." To be double-minded, therefore, is to be inconsistent, vacillating, wavering, to be and to act one way today, and be and to act another way tomorrow. That is why I believe, my people, that God has put the right persons in the right place at the right time, my people. Our Prime Minister, Dr. Harris, is the right leader in the right place at the right time. Dr. Hazel Laws is the right Chief Medical Officer in the right place at the right time. And Dr. Cameron Wilkerson is the Medical Chief of Staff in the right place at the right time, leading their brigade of health providers, the nurses, the other doctors, clerical staff, administrative staff, those in the lab, technical staff, and elsewhere. The latest report from the HEOC gives us no reason to be comfortable, because from a low of 45 positive cases with no hospitalization and no deaths in 12 months, 1 year, to a staggering high of 351 positive cases. Total cumulative hospitalizations are 23. But sadly, my people, we have now recorded a total of 3 deaths. And while I do hereby convey my profound condolences to all the families who are mourning the loss of loved ones, I wish tonight to pay special respect to my dear sister Barbara Baba Williams, who lost her brother and former teacher at the Bastille Boys School, my former teacher, to be exact, Arthur Williams, who went on to become an economist at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And I pray that his and all the departed souls who lost their battle against COVID will rest in peace. Arthur Williams was a fellow constituent, so our constituency, entire constituency, mourns his loss. My people, while the official findings on the samples sent to CARPA have not come back as yet, there is much speculation about the strain of the virus or variant that is now in St. Kitts. As the CMO said, it is transmissible and more deadly. My straight dog family, take heed, be warned, and adjust yourselves accordingly, my family. It is more transmissible and deadly.
Coming out of the meeting that I chaired with the case managers last Friday morning, at the end of the meeting, we concurred 2 things. One, the strain of the virus that is in circulation now is more transmissible than the strain that we contained last year between March and June, July. So it's more transmissible and it is more deadly. Because when you look at the number of hospitalizations and how the cases present at the emergency room, we can safely say that this strain is more transmissible and more deadly, compared to the strain that was in circulation in the Federation last year.
More transmissible and more deadly. Take heed, my people. It can be passed on easily, and you have seen results in just 4 weeks, and you have seen, and you can only confirm that it is deadly. My people, it has come down to one simple choice. Either stand up and fight against vaccine hesitancy now, or lose your life and die while waiting for a choice. Some are still promoting choices. They even referred to our rollout program as a medical tyranny. Mark you, these who are peddling such nonsense have already taken the vaccine.
View I get from people that they're asking legitimate questions that they want to know, asking questions about who will accept liability if something go wrong. People don't like this kind of medical tyranny that is taking place.
Another handle again.
Careful with those words. Anti-vaxxer, be careful with those strong
medical
words.
Tyranny. Whoa!
Medical tyranny. That's how they look at the vaccine rollout program. And they speak about liability. But ask yourselves, my people, don't you believe that these unpatriotic sons of St. Kitts Nevis have what they call a vicarious liability or a secondary liability for what is going on in the Federation? And as someone put it, my people, blood is on their hands. But as they still promote hesitancy, we have seen a boost in the vaccination. Some 68.3% of the population have taken their first dose. As of today, 39.7% have already received their second dose, and that's comforting. And the HEOC and its entire team, including everyone in the NEOC, of which the HEOC is also a part, and the cabinet headed by Prime Minister Harris, ought to be highly commended. Yes, we've had this outbreak, but look at the contact tracing. It has to be good. Good contact tracing. For over 20,000 citizens and our residents have been tested. And that has to be something good we can take out of this, and something that must give us hope that we will get out of this. Remember, the coronavirus would always be around. Get vaccinated, my people, and do not fall for those who want to create chaos to take control. That's my story tonight, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails, my straight up family. If you're so minded to call, the numbers are 465-255-2555, beg your pardon, or 718-577-2916. You can access the program as well via our email platform, and that address is straighttalk@gmail.com, and that is I take that back. I misguided you, my Straight Talk family. That email address is ZIZ Straight Talk at gmail.com. That is ZIZSCRAIGHTTALK at gmail.com. It's 19 before the 9 o'clock hour. I will go to the lines in a few seconds as soon as the mayor gets back to that position. In the meanwhile, I ask you, my family, to respect others, and to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us ensure that the things we say and or do will be beneficial to all concerned. And in the process of saying and or doing those things, let us ensure that we strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, I go to the lines, my Straight Talk family, and I say, good night, caller, you're live.
A very pleasant good evening to you, Dr. T. and Patrick Liburd. Thank God for getting in so early. How are you doing?
I am peaceful, my brother.
I'm glad.
What about you? What about you?
Oh, well, I'm good too, man. I'm good. I'm climbing up the ladder, man. Yeah,
okay.
Climbing up. So we can get up on the top of the roof. But I'm high enough that I could see over the village.
Top.
Eh?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Keep moving on.
Doing good. In spite of
my brother.
Yeah, in spite of the kind of low blow that your partner who keep on cussing you and me every week, every day. In spite of the low blood, he can't stop me. God have me here for many purposes. And I'm using them wisely, one by one. And every day, every minute, when I remember, I give God thanks. He deserves to get thanks every minute when I remember. When you look back on ungrateful people who are supposed to be your friend from years and up to now, none of them go away. I'm here. But if I had to wait, if man had to wait on man to keep them alive, everybody would have dead except the hypocrite and the ungrateful people. And so thank God for life. I give him thanks every moment. But I love you opening remarks, and I love you started. These are things I have been asking you, and many persons have been asking you over the years, to play them back. Play back them soundbite. Let each one hear what each one say about each one. You remember, I like the playback where you play with the deputy. He wants to go deputy. He call him a kind of lawyer, and then he know who has the shame. Go and go touch up shoulder, but I resign. We together again. He ain't gonna shame. After you don't humiliate the man, you come back and say you're unity. And because of whatever reason you ain't get what you were pushing to get, you go and talk about you abusing the Prime Minister and calling the government all kind of names. Well, brother, they're talking about tyranny, what they call him, boy? Tyranny. The thing what they call it, okay.
Medical tyranny.
Yes. Thank you, Patrick. Medical tyranny. Well, who has more tyranny behavior than them? What they exhibit is real tyranny behavior. They come talking about the Prime Minister this and the Prime Minister that and all kind of nonsense. The Prime Minister is a God-sent man. If we had the former leader here with this COVID here, this COVID don't have no sign, you can't see it, no you can't smell it, but it's in the ear. Everything you touch, you could believe the COVID passed there. If it was that farmer man we had here, brother, the little 49,000 people what we got in the Federation, he concerned about the human lives. It's a way out of order that half of the population really don't sink down. Because he will say, me ain't send nobody go catch no corona. And that is the business. Whether they want to take the vaccine from his friend in Dominica, who give us the vaccine, the vaccine thing. He would have said, well, let us go take the vaccine, we're going to water. And if them business, if they're dead, all he concerned about is self, and money and power. That's all he concerned about. So thank God for our Prime Minister and the rest of the cabinet who behind him. And thank God for Mark Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, who bending on his knees and the back preaching to the people to do the right thing. Nobody forcing you to take it. They're just telling you, keep your guards up. If you don't have your guard up, you're going to get knocked down. You could get knocked down. So thank God for those two leaders who lead in the Federation, in spite of all those what do you call them out there? Those anti-viral, kunumuno propaganda, all kind of name they got out there. Purple Ocean Doctor, all kind of name. They're trying to discourage people from taking the vaccine, and they themselves, how them take it, but all because of politics. They're trying to fool the people who they know it can be easily fooled, but they can't fool all. It's God who run this country, and God put this government there, and God is going to see that this government pull through. So all who in the cabinet and around in the government, they better keep still. And don't watch one another, and respect yourself. Patrick, I'll try and get back. Thank you very much for listening so long. Go back them soundbite, let people hear what they say about one another, and now look at them. Play them back one. And we still want to know who the tyranny was, who killed the dread of the village, who killed the Rasta, because the Rasta wanted the money and he asked for money. Play all of them there. So long, Patrick, I'll come back.
Okay, my brother, let's go straight back to the lines.
Good night to the Ambassador Ian Patches Liburd, man. Good night.
Good night,
Mr.
Politics.
Represent us good in the United Nations, man.
Trying to get there.
I want to commend you for that. You know, Cuban is our neighbor. All of us is Caribbean people, and by right that some things got to work out for Cuba with this embargo for so much of years. Anyway, Patches, I want to wish Straight Talk a blessed night. All those who tune in and listen, I want to listen to blessed night. We know that we are under a stress of COVID right now. Up to yesterday when I listened to the news in Antigua and ABS, they was talking that people getting stressed out. Some people even want to commit suicide because some people ain't getting paid and all those things, and going through all kind of thing in Antigua, and we're close. And Patches, let me pray to God that it ain't happen here. But Patches, the same one we talk about, the word you use there. The word you use just now,
tyranny?
Patches,
Medical tyranny?
Medical tyranny, yeah, medical tyranny, yeah, medical tyranny, yeah. Tyranny, medical tyranny, yeah, the word, yeah. Okay. I see any wife walking to the back, at the health center down the garden. They don't come to the front, they went to the back. I do it for the COVID, I mean the vaccine, they come take out whatsoever, but I see them was coming up to the back. You understand? But Patches, they can't change nothing in this country. Can't the border culture, he don't say what he got to say about the farmer leader. He was there, he don't even represent the constituency. He don't could afford to represent the constituency. How his hand was toy. And tell he supporters them all kind of lie in number 3. All kind of lie. He tell his supporters them. So he ain't have nothing to do so much. But Patches, today I was on a different radio talk show, Frank and Candid. And I was talking about the vaccine. I asked the host that, I tell the host that if we had 80% of the people of this federation of this country vaccinated, we would not reach where we reach to with the spreading of this COVID. Because the vaccine coming long enough that people could have gone and take the vaccine and we'll reach immunity. And I believe that even if we got an outbreak, it will not reach so far because majority of people in the country will not vaccinate. You understand? A lady called in You know, which is frustrated, ignorant, arrogant, social Christian from Connecticut, living in Connecticut, and saying that Minister Politics I talk about people must go take vaccine and people must this and people must that and people must tell and me I tell people me tell the people them who the employees them who employ the people them must turn with the people them who take vaccine and all these things. But it's only one thing, if made a company and as long as you take the vaccine you can't work in my company because this is a worldwide thing. This is not nothing to do with Christianity, nothing. These men who creating the vaccine, these is people that get the wisdom from God. Because, listen, are the whole world taking this vaccine, and this lying, dangerous Christian woman come to about she had the corona, and she's born and lie down in a bed every night, and she's born the corona. You understand? These are people are devils. Devil people are the wicked devil people. And trying to discourage the people from thinking and such from here. Living in Europe, which is ignorant attitude. Talk about she had corona and she was lie down in a bed every night and I take the vaccine and this and around the other. But let me tell you something now. God don't sleep. God don't sleep. And when you see he ready to turn his heart upon you, he turn his heart upon you. So all who profess them a Christian and saying all kind of thing, no who's a lad. No who's a lad. A who do the work of the Father will enter. So Patrick, if I get anything to say, I'll come back.
Thank you very much, my brother. We go straight back to the lines. Call you live.
Yes, good night. I try not to call in on these political shows, but since Mr. Politics is addressing me, I will address him. Politics, when it comes to say so-called Christian, let me tell you, I don't play with my Christianity. My salvation, I don't even call it Christianity because everybody said they're a Christian. I am a child of God, born again, baptized in Jesus' name, filled with the Holy Ghost. So let me tell you, I don't play with my salvation. My salvation is all I have of worth. And let me tell you, I don't have to lie. I had COVID-19, and me and my husband stay in the same house, sleep in the same bed every night. Because if I was going to die, I was going to die right next to the one who I love and who loved me. And let me tell you, I did not tell any lie on you. You said, all I said is that you're encouraging the boss or the companies them to, if the people that don't take vaccine, they should be fired. I mean, really agree. Everybody have a choice. At the end of the day, it comes down to choice. And if people don't want to take the vaccine, that is their choice. Why you want to stick up on the people if they don't want to take the vaccine? That was my whole point. But you see, as long as we disagree with y'all, when I was praying and seeking for Palm and stuff, I was a Christian to you. You remember you say Mr. Politics? Who used to call in a big mouth? But as long as you speak what I don't like. But you see, me, one thing with me, I don't change. I speak my heart. I do not change. I am not a flip-flop. Okay? So don't, when you
are you there, caller? Can you hear me?
Right, and then I lie. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? My soul is all I have of worth, Mr. Politics. So I guard it very well. I'm very careful. You have a blessed night.
Can you hear me, caller?
Very careful.
Hello? Okay, probably don't want to speak with me. Very interesting. I allowed that to and fro, but I think that's equal. So let's try to avoid that. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Patches. How are you this evening, sir?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing well. Hope all is very well with you. Now, you see the chart? You see all people are like children? We got to be the stupidest people left in the world. What's wrong with these people? People are dying like crazy. 26 people this week got sick. And then this childish stuff. And I just want to tell you one thing about this guy. That
only 3 people died.
Keeps attacking you. Is she aware of your contributions to your country? The kids seem to have some deep issues. First off, he seemed to be very self-centered. And the individual seemed, intent on destroying St. Kitts and Nevis. This person will keep attacking your lady. He has no idea what you have done for the country. He wants to destroy St. Kitts and Nevis. The boy is sick. And you keep attacking you. You don't have to go down to his level. But what you need to do, you need to lay it on him one time and then let him think. This kid is about himself. Only thing attacking you. Come, why is he attacking you? There's this thing going on. And, I'm going to give up food. They're hypocrites, man. But let me tell you, Patches, don't go down to his level, but if you have to do it one time, do it. So these people are sick. They're into themselves. Don't let him, keep attacking you. The guy's he's a narcissist. The guy's a narcissist. He's a lawyer. He's a little thug. He's a narcissist thug. You let him have it one time and leave him alone. This guy thinks he wants to destroy St. Kitts and Nevis. This kid is sick. It's all about him. Please, come on. What's going on with these people? Come on, politics, you two. Don't be arguing with the lady. What she said, leave her alone. This is childish. What's wrong with you people? Come on. And Patches, that's all I can say for now. Have a good evening. You keep on doing a good job. You're doing well. But don't let that kid keep attacking you. Lighten him one time. Who do you think he is? Have a good evening, Patches.
Okay, my brother. Thanks a lot for your input. We go straight back to the lines. Call your line.
Yes, Mr. Patches, you were trying to say something to me?
I was trying to find out. You said you slept in the bed with your husband and you had coronavirus.
Yes, I
did he contract it?
No, he did not. He went to
he's
work
vaccinated?
and be there. He did not. I don't have to lie and I don't have to hide. No, he did not.
So he got vaccinated?
I catch COVID. I can tell you how I catch COVID-19 because I know. I catch COVID-19 from my son, from someone after the choir is how my son got it. And he brought it home. But my husband did not catch it.
But did he get a vaccine before?
He just got his shot the
No?
other day. So when Mr. Politics gonna say, I lie. Then look at him like he's up in my bed, in my house.
Forget politics, man. I just want to find out. So he did not contract the disease, so that has been a very strange arrangement.
Well, he did not.
What happened, sir?
Honest to God
Okay.
truth. He did not.
Okay. I guess your prayers were answered.
Or anybody, because I don't owe anybody anything. The only person I owe anything to is Christ, who died for me.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. But how are you now? How are you now?
Fine, thanks be to God.
Okay. Take care of yourself. And be safe.
You have a blessed night.
Thank you. Nice to hear you. Nice to hear you. Okay, let's go back to the lines. Call your line.
Good evening, Patrick. That's for you. Because
how are you?
Keep on my husband. That's for you, Mr. Politics. I'm a warrior. But my husband too quiet. And my Uncle Sam too quiet. So some of the warrior them for even I'm a Christian. Anyway, I want to know that I'm going to give us 2 weeks off. I want to know how I'm going to pay for settle my mortgage. Because the last time that we had the time off, and me not get no money because they thought, in my age, But nobody can play me this time, you know, because I want the money. And plus of it, I want some of the material you got left back from your house up boardwalk or Sigit Bay. And I want some material
Can I ask a
out of
question?
the house over time on a car. So
Can I ask a
when
question?
I try to sit down with some work, I don't get a lot of money. And I will know home, don't got the money, I want my money to spend, to pay my market, because I was anything, I get no money. And plus of it, the
Can I ask you a
place
question?
is crowded with all them people in there. Are you pardon the people
Nobody
there
listen to that.
and let them come out? Because India, full of a Corolla, I will name. And you have a good night.
Let me ask you a question.
Because they ain't getting bone and because they ain't getting nothing. I could tell you all I want to say. Because you ain't give me nothing, God gonna provide. You have a blessed night and you stay safe. You.
Thank you very much. I was trying to get in there, but she wouldn't let me in at all. But really, those who are not working because of the shutdown, I do believe they can claim on Social Security for loss of earnings. I think you get 65% of your salary or your wages. Let's go back to the lines. Call your line.
Good evening, Patches.
How are you, sir?
I'm giving thanks. Boy, I don't know where to start. Tell you the honest truth. But the first agenda I want to bring on is the one you replaced up in New York City at the United Nations. I don't know why he don't come and tell the people the truth. He stayed up in New York, although his time was expired, and stick around up there. Government pay all kind of expense for him. And just the day before they call the election, he sent a letter say he resigned. He need to tell all you that. He need to tell the people them that. These are things that you need to tell the people. Then you got the other one today, my good friend, you know, Ashkafan, right? He now was in government service. He used to harass the Prime Minister and Mr. Edmead every day to get the people them off of the road. And they never getting them off the road because the Prime Minister at the time, Dr. Douglas, he was had a trick for him. So he gave Minister of National Security. And he moved them. When he tried to move them, what he do? He went the government a rat nest to put them in. They call it all kind of thing, that's something like that. And they're still down there. They down there got more rat and cockroach and thing. So if he's so sorry for the people them who gone in the market, why he don't fix up them as an entrepreneur and put the people them in there and let them pay a reasonable rent? I turn it over to the government if he have any say at all, and let them do that. Then now, you got another one on the radio. You know, I can tell you, Patrick, you born in this country. I born in this country. We went abroad, we come back, and nobody run us back here. You understand me? I was there up in the States for a whole lot of years, right? I never friend dealer up there, nothing at all. I come down here getting one incident, and that was it. You understand me? But nobody bring me here from the Endeavour boat. You know the Endeavour boat? From the Endeavour boat from Marigot to here. So people got to another place. I hear this man attacking everybody in government and in the COVID people and them, and want to dish them as he like, you know. But I can tell Joni something, you know. What Joni got to realize, he know what went down a time with his brother and Michael and Michael, my name now, Michael there for Pam at the time, you know. So he should know how to clean up here, and he allowed this thing to going on all the time. But you got to blame the Attorney General and the Prime Minister and them, because the way how they talk about the COVID people and them today, like there ain't nobody. You understand me? And you can't allow this thing going all over the world. And you're dissing the people them like this dog and using indecent language in a diplomatic way. Like people ain't know it's a bad word that's rain. You understand me? They ain't watch down nobody. They ain't better than nobody. All bad men done there. No bad man at all living. 3 Hijra, all of them done gone in. You understand me? All them bad men done there. So me know what they're going on so for. Like people free of them. You know? But all I could tell the Prime Minister and the Attorney General is some kind of how y'all got to put a stop to this. Because it gonna continue, and it gonna continue. You understand me? So that's all I have to tell you tonight. And God bless you, Patches. Keep up your good work you're doing. God bless the Prime Minister and the team. God bless the doctor, the lady and the team, and Mr. Samuels and everybody. Okay, God bless you.
God bless you, Rockefeller. Let's go back to the lines. Call your live.
Patches, good night.
Hello. How are you, my warrior from the east?
I'm good. And I'm here listening, and I don't listen to all the shows, right? But I'm going to put right where it belongs tonight. I was listening to Mr. Dwyer after song today, and it's for a long time, it's one of the best talk show I ever hear on that radio station. He didn't say nothing bad about the vendors them. He was sweet. And the program, he begged the people them to wear the mask and follow the protocol. Who don't want to take the vaccine is up to them, but he tell them to take the vaccination. So I didn't hear him say nothing bad today. So I gotta give him a thumbs up today. That is one of the best talk shows I hear on that radio station for a very long time. I listened to one yesterday and that talk show host, I think he need to hold it down a little bit and have a little respect for the airway because it ain't sensitive to listening to him. It's the wall. They put a lot of fear in people about this vaccine and the outbreak for the guy saying it, I blame them. You don't want to take the vaccine is okay, but don't put fear in people. Right? They're talking about all the Prime Minister are boasting and now look what happened now. He locked the guard. So right now what they do, look they sorry, so they bring up something to take the attention off of that and put the attention on something what they're doing now. Patches, I don't know what they're costing because you don't play clip. I never hear you disrespect nobody on the radio station yet. People send you email and you read the email. And I think as a host, they need to have more respect for the airway. Okay? And he likes to talk, oh, he could cuss. I mean, come on. Me could cuss too. And the name. But you got to respect. But Patches, show them you ain't like them, okay? More times with them. You respect yourself for your mother and bring you up, so. I hear one thing talking, but what like your mother? Come on, man. You don't have to go there. It went, look, Michelle Obama said when they go, you go, oh, you don't have to get on the radio. That's why you hear them say some man, he want the radio messing with the man when the man they lock up or something and you don't know how we go. Eh? And talking about Douglas and this. But that's why he make a phone call. The phone call when he met from the airport, Douglas could have get his dead too. And I hear him say he stopped talking about the vaccine. And he's still talking about it. You know? So come on. Highly respect for the radio station, man. And he needs to give you, Rock, the Prime Minister, because I bill Labour and Labour bill he. Right? That is good. Now, like he cost me because me could cost too. That's my name. And word truth. Me I get word since me small. So me accustomed to word. That is good night.
Have yourself a good night, my dear. You never argue with a fool called Mark Twain. Never argue with an idiot. You'll have to. He'll bring you down to his level and beat you with experience. So don't go there. Caller, you live.
Yes, good evening, Patches. All right, politicians, doggy word. And even the minister them in church. Doggy Wood. Because when I was with our boyfriend and have the backside, that you put out into the back bench, but not me coming the backside yet. So all I Doggy Wood, the minister, the parliamental, everybody Doggy Wood. And somebody that can't take all the word, and I run the politics to all right in all the grave. See you.
How we getting so fast? You know?
That's why I tell you. Because politics, I supposed to pardon each other politicians and show examples to us. Why you ain't doing that? All are you. See you.
Okay. Have a good night. Yes, caller, you alive.
Mr. Strater, good evening. How are you?
I am peaceful, my brother.
Mr. Strater,
and you?
I remember when I was listening Prime Minister before you changed I said, and he said anytime you don't like somebody with the views that they come in at the radio, turn it off. Mr. Strater, I've been turning off everybody that come on radio station and ZIZ, and they can't say something good, I turn them. Mr. Politics, I love you dearly. Understand? But you guys can't ruin our nice one and only show with all your dirty politics, you and that young lady. I love you dearly, my sister. But no come on this show with this kind of thing. You guys have to stop. This is the only respectable show we have on here. God bless you, and I'll see you when I see you.
See you when I see you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Call you live.
Oh, is it?
Hello, caller.
To take me off air?
Off air? That will be extremely difficult. You'll have to call me after the show.
Yeah, hello?
Are you there?
Yeah,
yes,
good night,
caller.
Patrick.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
Alright, good. Patrick, I was listening a radio program today, and my good friend Dumpling calling today was speaking about a new development plan for the Shadwell area, and she was speaking about the football field. I just wanted to update Dumpling a little bit, you know. The football field up there, she was saying that, you know, the ball may be coming out of the field and it could damage people's vehicle and whatnot. It won't be a kind of field like that, Dumpling. It's more like a indoor football facility. It's not as big as the football field. It won't be as big as the football field in Warner Park. It's more a field that would facilitate games like 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, because sometimes I pass the shadow and see the young fellas them up there. And it really does make me feel so good to see, you know, the young fellas them up there, they're playing the little small goal football, as we call it, in the road, and I think a facility like that up there would be really good. And not only that, it could even bring some economic activity. Also, too, with the street vendors, I think the government could look into now building a new market. And one of the ideal places, I think, for the market would be, you know, where Cooley's place was they were burned down, that whole block here. If the government could acquire it and put a new market there, and then they could even go up on the second floor where they will put like a facility where young entrepreneurs could find space to get, you know, little stores and whatnot. So that's just my suggestion for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well said, my son. And you're right, the futsal, I think, is 5-a-side players, including a goalkeeper. Call you live.
Greetings, Brother Patches.
Greetings, my brother.
This is Ras Kalungi. You see what I was telling you last week? Look how our people at each other's throat. You understand what I'm saying? This is the very culture of the colonialists that we inherited. Look how we're going at each other. And we are not responsible for the coronavirus. We people gotta wake up, man. The people who are responsible, we are not attacking them. This coronavirus was gonna reach you somehow. So I'm saying to our people, I'm appealing to our people. Where's that each other throats? Other ethnic groups in this country is controlling our economy. Look at our food system. Who could control it? Not all indigenous people to this country. They just open another ethnic group just opened another store in Old Road. Where all people have. There's 2 stores in Old Road. One is Chinese, one is Indian. And yet each other's throat, you understand, arguing with each other who is responsible for the coronavirus. I'm saying to our people, it's time that we come together and look at our interests. At this particular juncture in the world, African people is in the best position to control their destiny. This coronavirus only come about because the collapse of Babylon system. Our people have to wake up and this is Las Colonji. I'm appealing to our people here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to unite and deal with what is in our people's interests. What Granny say, plant weed. What Granny say, buy local. What Granny say, support your own. What Granny say, we could develop our own vaccine. And these are the things as a nation, these are the things that we got to deal with. And I'm saying that the African consciousness movement, we are saying that we have to set up cooperatives to deal with our people's interests. Everybody in this federation could be a part of the cooperative. From $1 to $5, everybody donate that, and we could own our own businesses. So the business will be part of you. So I'm sending that appeal to our people. Brothers and sisters, we have to deal with our people's interests. This coronavirus is another tactic to divide and rule us. This is the culture of our enslavers. It's the colonials that used to go on here amongst themselves, all the different slave owners, you know, which estate is better, which estate is producing more than which. And we inherit that. They inculcated into us. So I'm saying to our people, brothers and sisters, the African consciousness movement is here to unite the masses of our people. It makes no sense in fighting amongst each other. It is designed that way, and I have the evidence to you. Because when in 1952 we get adult suffrage, the colonial office in England said that we're going to school them in the Westminster system, so 400 or 500 years from now, they'll be still looking to Westminster with the divide and rule politics. Brothers and sisters, it's time to unite. That's all I'm saying to our people. We're not responsible for the coronavirus. The United States government is responsible for the coronavirus. They have 11 labs in the United States, and the lab in Wuhan, China is an American institution, just like Ross University here. We got to point our finger at the real culprits, not our own people. We got to wake up, man. So the African consciousness movement is here. What we're saying is time for Africans in the Federation to unite. Everybody hear it loud and clear. So we're going to see what our people is going to do. If you want real unity, or you want to stand with the oppressor. Straight up, it's just African liberation. If you're not for that, then you're against our people. One love, give thanks.
One love, Brother Kalonji. Well said. And that's how I started the program very early. And the theme of the program is that some people want chaos, they want confusion to take control. But COVID-19 is an equal opportunity pandemic. It does not discriminate between the rich and the poor. So yes, and I want to say, just like you said, Kalonji, we have to unite as a people. As a matter of fact, Cameron Wilkinson or Dr. Wilkinson had this to say.
This is the time for us to forget our petty differences and unite with a common goal of fighting COVID-19 and making sure that we give everyone a fighting chance against this deadly virus. And that is why we ask those persons who can be vaccinated to go forward and get vaccinated so that they can give themselves a fighting chance. And by protecting those who cannot be vaccinated, they also give those persons a fighting chance, including every school child, every pregnant mother, every unborn child. If we do not do this, we will keep coming to you with increasing number of positive cases, and even worse, we will keep coming to you with an increasing death count.
And that's what some people want. They want chaos. But you're so right, Kalonji. I support you every way. Caller, thank you for holding your line.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah, Garvey, Queen and Zinga. Blessed evening, my beloved African brother. How are you, the family?
Peaceful, my brother Nabu. And you and yours?
Good, brother. Good, man. Good. No, brother, I must concur with my Pan-Africanist brother, Kalonji. But brother Kalonji must come on more often, man. And just the other day, I was saying, man, I ain't hearing brother Kalonji. I don't know if you call on the station, but you got to call the beloved more often. You can't just hit and run, brother Kalonji. You got to keep on beating it like an African drum, call and response. And let me say again, and I said that earlier in the week, brother Patches, because I was attacked verbally, but I could take them out one by one. Because some people believe that when you stand up for African people, unapologetically, right, and fearless, beloved, that they come and they say, oh, you hear this and you hear that, beloved, nobody gonna stop Brother Nabu or silence Brother Nabu for standing up for African people globally, beloved. And we must unite, beloved. But in saying that, Brother Kalonji and Brother Patches and all the other African brothers and sisters, I am not united in no trait of the African race. Let me repeat that. I am not united with no trait in the African race, because you got to be consistent, persistent. You can't come today and espouse Pan-Africanism and patriotism, and then next week is something different. No, I wouldn't stand for that. I am not for that. And then you talk, one day you talk out your left side of your mouth and your right side of your mouth. No, you got to be consistent. If you're a Pan-Africanist, you got to sorry about that. You got to think Pan-Africanism every day. Espouse Pan-Africanism every day, every minute. And regardless of who you're around, don't be afraid to take that stance. Don't be afraid. It could be the Prime Minister, the President, any country. You stand Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanist, beloved, and stand for your people. Come hell or high water. You got to unite with your people, come hell or high water. And if you hit one, you hit all of us, beloved. We are here arguing, not me, but some brothers and sisters are arguing the same thing I say. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, while we argue, Chinese and other people, Caucasian, taking our land, are being given our lands. And they're thinking business, what is going to be left for our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We got to hold on to our properties and will our children and grandchildren and St. Kitts and Nevis must remain in the hand of African people forever. I don't care who wants to say about I am this, I am that. I know who I am and what I am. I am an African, and my philosophy is Pan-Africanism. My beloved brother. Brother, thanks again for hearing me.
Thanks a lot.
Brother politics, he's done a little, my brother, man, and his sister, too, and a religious, thing and them things. But you want to be what you want to be, but let us not go off on each other. Let the only lesser brother or sister be disrespectful. Brother, continue to listen. Keep up the great works, Pan-Africanism. One love, my beloved brother.
One love, my brother. You go back to the lines. Call your line.
Good night, Patches. This is Dumpling.
Good night.
All who want to attack me call all your name. I just call My name, everybody know me by Dumpling. Patrick, the man we call just now and talking about me is his friend. Me ain't got a friend. You understand? I know who is my big friend. You understand? All I say today on Mr. Noyer's show, well, you never call. They back me to. That's how. Up here Wednesday, somebody come and tell me that they said they're going to put a ball field here. All I said there, they needed no ball field. Put a little community center for the children them around the area and even the tribal people that they could come and do like the school work, put in internet inside, put some sling and them two with the children them just run down all and so. But at the community center that even if the people come and teach the children them, help them with the homework. And all that I say, they need no football, nothing. They want a community center. Here. Like the children them done got a little function and so party or whatever they could be doing in there. You understand? The place is so small for more football. With our houses round. Then the bigger boys, them who 16 and 18 years, start to kick. So a mass of people clap glass and mass of people win the game. But I'm sure once to things is the parents I'm going to be in the problem. So all of your own it, I say, you know, put a little community center. Let public works people build it, try to build it. And going to take them 6 months to build a little community center and put the swing and so let's where they got them dance it back. But he's a call I and him let me man. This is Dumpling.
Dumpling.
Huh?
Dumpling.
Aye.
I take your point about the community center.
Yes.
Right? A very good suggestion, right?
Yeah, for community center here.
But wait, I think what the caller was saying is not a large football field. It's what they call futsal football, which is a five-a-side.
You got another
five-a-side,
put that there to the back.
Five-a-side for each team. They play football. So it's not a large football field to have that high kicking the ball and so on. It's a sort of ball. Futsal is normally played indoors mostly, right? I think that's what he was saying there. I'm not dismissing your suggestion about the community center, but that's what he was saying.
Like down by the Pelican Mall. All I say put a community center. If you put a gazebo, when rain come, and the rain come from the north, the south, you have to wet down, you have to run out and go for shelter and somebody landing. The two and them just to the back.
Okay.
At the building there on an empty land. Build it there then. And put the community center. That Chadwell who got a community center. That is all I say.
Okay. Got you loud and clear.
Straight. Man, looking a friend, you know. So whoever send you and you come on boho, Dumpling is your friend. Man, I'm your friend. Because I got a monkey with me. See you, this is Dumpling.
Dumpling, let's cool down, cool the temper for a bit, my straight up family. Let's go back to the lines. Caller.
Mr. Patrick.
Call you live.
Good night.
Good night, the Bible man.
Mr. Patrick, I've been listening.
How are you?
And I said to myself, I am not gonna call in tonight, but I have to call in. Mr. Patrick, when you think about the love of God, two of us, we supposed to love one another. But before we love one another, we are tearing down one another. Well, me could tell you something, you know. The people them who, that's how they panic practice.
From the host come right down, they don't allow nobody. The host don't allow nobody. The host all for himself. And I always said, something wrong with he are frustrated. The man is a frustrated being, so I don't know if he did get any sleep at night time. Because what the man is showing a why he got rape. And I will say, so God is not mocked. You find it in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Whatsoever man soweth, he shall also reap. Let me tell you something, say, Mr. Patties. I ain't gonna stop too long. But listen here. Cain and Abel. Cain used to plow the land, and Abel used to look after sheep. And Cain jealous Abel. And Cain killed his brother. You know what, God? And Cain, Abel's brother was crying out for vengeance. You know what, God? Tell us, Cain, where is thy brother? Because thy brother blood is crying out. Listen to me, I tell you something tonight, you know? The people who in the panic factory does not love nobody. I take little ears and hear him say, he could abuse and everybody trouble him. He can tell them about the mother. And when people go answer, that is, the man not got no God in him. So the man could say and do everything. And it shocked me. It shocked me one time when I hear them say, he got compassion for people. Double-minded man. He man not got no love of God at all in his heart for his fellow men. All we got is greed. And when a man got greed, all those people who under pornography are greed to deal with. But the time will come, and they will regret it, because listen here, I will say it and I will say it again, that the pot is boiling up, and nobody what done in the dark will come out in the light. And people can shock, and people can surprise about this man. And so he going on terrible. And he's a frustrated being. And as my Bible told me, the wicked are like a trouble sea. You understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Patrick? So you step put, and you take care of yourself. Have a pleasant night, Mr. Prophet.
Have a pleasant night as well. I'm going to take some emails, if I can. Let me take this call, and I'll read some emails. Call your line.
Yes, good night, Patches. I'm just to clarify something. As the host, and did I respect you or your program in any way? Hello?
No, you did not. No, you did not. No.
Oh, I'm just making clear of that. Because if I did in any way, I would have apologized. All you can, if anybody's honest, I was defending myself because Mr. Politics came from me and he called me a liar. So I had to let him know I am not lying. So I just wanted to make sure I did not disrespect you or your program in any way. You have a blessed day.
No, my dear. No, my dear. Let me take some emails here. This email reads, I was very shocked and alarmed, but not surprised to hear the manager of a certain radio station castigating our medical chief of staff, Dr. Wilkerson, in such odious manner. His account of the doctor was a grotesque distortion of the truth and must be condemned by all decent and respectable citizens of the Federation, and to the contrary, we all should be showering praises on the entire medical COVID staff for the excellent job they are doing to keep us safe from this frightening pandemic. Dr. Harris, just continue to ignore the armchair critics and their empty rhetoric. You are doing an excellent job. God bless you, reads this email. Lord help these grudging, selfish people in and out of the Federation. Some of them are rejoicing like the Trough Man, and others articulating that because Harris was boasting how well the Federation was doing in managing the COVID, they are saying let him take that now. I want to say to all, whether you are a doctor, DJ, politician, or who you are just mindless, asinine, and downright stupid and grudge, no matter what. Is Harris. Again, reads this other email. This email reads, I want to join with Miss Unity to highly congratulate the Prime Minister on his performance in government. The grudging chatterboxes on Freedom Radio with their foulness, telling the Prime Minister to stop his boasting of the country's success, a real stupid comment. Let them talk, Mr. PM. The more they talk, the more you boast of the Federation's progression. They're boasting about themselves, but you boast about the Federation. A grudge, reads this email. This other email reads, Mr. Liburd, good evening, Patches. I am saddened by the behavior of your citizens. Newsflash, citizens don't be led astray by any politics or politicians. The country's shut down, those gangsters will get paid. Please get vaccinated. Pastor does baptize the child first. Think about yourself, your family, your country. The money he left in London in £70,000. He will tell you he broke. He lied. Thanks, Patches, God bless. Reads this other email. This is a time to get along, reads this email, with one another. Help one another, forgive one another with the coronavirus too. Dr. Laws, Dr. Wilkerson, Dr. Byron Nisbet need to find out how many adults in St. Kitts have severe allergies in St. Kitts, who are allergic to the PEG in the vaccines. I think they need to have stricter fines for persons who break the curfew. Instead of charging them $1,000, charge them $50,000 or 2 years in jail. This will help bring down the cases. St. Kitts needs an allergist doctor to work along with Dr. Laws, Dr. Wilkerson, and Byron Nisbet, because not much persons know how serious severe allergies are when persons are allergic to the PEG in the vaccines. This other email reads, I'm saddened by the death the Federation had and send our condolences to the families. Politics is the manipulation of people to persuade them that one is a better person for the position. So crisis of any sort will go well for the opposition. This is a position of the former Prime Minister and his close followers. I've never seen this much ignorance. It's just sad to see an education nation act this recklessly. I want to thank you for holding caller. If you're still there, let's say good night to you in your life.
Good night again, Patches.
Yes, politics.
Yeah, Patches, I just want to tell Brother Collins and Brother Nabo that the Lord I believe in is the Heavenly Father above. And Patches, that I come up in the church, in the Sunday school, and I in this world since 1961. And Patches, I face all kind of trouble, all kind of thing come to me. I went on my on my own since I 16 years. I was living with my parents then still, but I make my own apartment in a basement downstairs, and I was on my own. And I know the tribulation of life I went through, you know, and I know what the Father God has done for me. And through the Father God, I end up could help and pray for people. Patches, I had a sister, had a breakdown, and doing all kind of things to herself, going to the hospital all the time, and you know, she wasn't speaking to me. And I went up on the hospital bed and I lay hand and I pray for her. And my sister now fit like a feather going out and do she walk. And when I went back the second time to visit her, she come and she embraced me. Brother, Lord, I love you, call me. When I love you. She was saying that I had a niece just the other day. She finished she house. Where she built she out she packet. I don't know the she problem. She went in she was going to live. She got a nervous breakdown. She up in the psyche. You know that you can't go in the psyche patches. The thing, I stand up by the gate and I call her, ask them to call her for me, this security. And I call and I pull her by the gate. And patches, I pull her and I speak to her and pray for her. And patches right now minutes out and gone back out to work and listening to me because she wasn't listening to me. I don't know she problem. I don't know she got a breakdown because whatever she was building shows and wherever she went to. But I pray for them patches and my niece and my sister go into the job and living comfortable now. They was trying to do all kind of thing to themselves because they never take place. But I ask the Lord. I pray for them and ask the Lord. You know? And patches, I'm not a flip-flop. No politician or nobody gonna use me. I'm not a flip-flop. I am a man of God. And no politician and nobody gonna use me. I'm a true God living child on this earth. I'm a true giver. I help people. And you might hear something from the news about me what contribute the other day. I contribute something just this week yourself. I went to contribute something to the COVID thing. You understand? So you might see it on the news or see it on Facebook. I am a great man for this country. And listen, I don't want to boast about it. I'm a hard-working guy, believe in the Father, believe in do whatever I do for the country, and I love my country, and I will do anything for my country. And I don't see no other place to live in this world but sink it, Nevis. Patches, have a wonderful night. May God bless you and keep you, and take you to your journey safe when you home. Blessed.
Thank you very much. Politics sounds like a prayer warrior. That's good. Let's continue in prayer. Caller, you live.
Good night. I'm sitting here and I'm listening and I'm watching. You know, we're not going to get things right in this country if we continue down the road we are going with, okay, this person said this and I have to lash back at this person or whatever. You know, I think some of us tune into this program to be educated. Another set tune in to cause problems. Another set call into the problem. Right? And we have a problem. We have a problem and we have a serious problem. Right? We pray to the Lord for the Lord to heal the land. We call upon God to do this, call upon God to do that. But yet, then there are people who will call in, and then it seems to me that when they call in, glory be to God, they forget about the same God that they just call upon to pray. God is not a God of war, right? God is not a God of confusion. That's the thing, and that's why some people don't respect Christians, because the way people behave. It's just the way people behave. People don't respect the church anymore because of the way some people behave that call the name of God. We are to be different. The Word of God said that what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which you have in you, what you have of God, and you are not your own. Glory to God. And I believe it's a long shot. It's a long shot. Really, really long shot. But I believe, man, that we could get things. I might go under fire for this tonight. But we could get things together in sync. But you see, here where it starts, Ambassador. Here is where it starts. You might not agree with me, but here is where it starts. You see, if the politicians get their acts right and forgive each other, if that when we get up in a public place, we forget about the former administration and what they do, and the people could see us not doing that, then things will begin to change in the country. Some kind of forgiveness has to take place. Some kind of forgiveness has to take place. What? I am a leader. I'm the leader of the Testament Church of God in St. Kitts, Nevis, and Dominica. Right? You think I am not the most popular, right? People do me things, pastors do me things, and stuff like that. I have to bury the hatchet. I have to bury the hatchet. You know the reason why? I have to say, guys, I am sorry. I am the one, even though that I'm the one that offended, I have to go there and I have to say, guys, I'm sorry. You know the reason why I do that? I do that because I want the New Testament Church of God. I want the New Testament Church of God to succeed. And as a leader, I have to take a place, whether I'm right and whether I'm wrong. I have to see others as important as I am, because if I didn't see them as important as I am, then I'm not going to get any cooperation with them. Yes, they might do things mandatory because it is mandatory, but if I continue to trash them, if I continue to do this and do that, then I'm not going to get any cooperation from them. And I think it's time enough for politicians, man, to just come together, man, and let's do this thing for the honor and glory of God in the Federation. It's not nice. It's not nice because the people following the politicians, the people from all walks of life politically, they are listening to the leaders. They're listening to the Prime Minister. They're listening to Mark Brantley. They're listening to the lady from Nevis. They're listening to Sean Richards. They're listening to Dr. Douglas. They're listening. People are listening and people react. People react with what they're hearing and stuff like that. So let's get it right and let's move on. And the program could be such a nice program, but people come on the program politically and causing out people. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. That's my little thing for the night.
Very much, the brother. Yes, there ought to be forgiveness.
Sorry.
There ought to be reconciliation, but there's no reconciliation without the truth. I want to take this email and I'll come to that call. This email reads, "Good evening, Ambassador Patches. Thank you for having Bishop Matthew Hepburn as guest on your program this past Monday night, June 21st, raising the proposal of having a national day of prayer for St. Kitts Nevis with participation of all religious denominations to combat the coronavirus pandemic. Our country needs prayer. What a wonderful idea. If the government and all the religious denominations could make this happen. I listen as often as possible and enjoy your program. This is Frankie, Sister Rose's grandson, former member and guitarist at the New Testament Church on Central Street in McKnight, back in the 1960s to the 70s. Blessings to you, my brother. Blessings to you. Frankie, how are you doing? I remember Frankie, yes? Sleep, I can confirm. The lady who said her husband didn't contract the virus while sleeping in the same bed. I contracted the virus last year here in New York and slept in the same bed with my wife, who was not vaccinated then, but has since been. She did not get the virus from me, so it can and do happen. Bless. Reads that email. Not a good practice though, but you said it happens. It's 10 before the 10 o'clock hour. Thank you for holding, caller. You're live.
Yes, good evening, Patches, again. I'm here.
Good evening, Culture.
Yeah, I heard Jacqueline, our friend Jacqueline Isenko, he said that, she gave Doyle Astafan kudos for his input on a talk show. And that is good, Jacqueline. When people do good, you commend them. When they do bad, you lash them. Be fair, be in the middle. So you write it up. And I never heard him for myself. But if he did it, I give him kudos for that. And when you do bad, I'm going to hit him. Now, the caller there before me, Patches, I think he paint all politicians with the same broad brush. And no, the brush is too broad for that. He paint all politicians does build and cuss one another. I never hear Mr. Vance Emery cuss nobody yet on the opposition side. And I never hear Mr. Brantley cuss nobody on the opposition side. They speak their mind, they speak the truth, cool and calm, and they never cuss. And I haven't heard Dr. Prime Minister Harris cuss nobody on the opposition. I haven't heard him do it. I haven't heard Sean do it. I haven't heard what his name, Mr. Hamilton, do it. None of them. They speak their mind. What is it? Who is cussing as politician is Dr. Douglas. As a leader of the opposition, he's the one who does the cussing and remind people how bad he be. And why he be here 10 men in one. And he inside already. And he can do it again. They know me or don't know me. Sorry. Me not afraid them. So, Mr. Man, you got to call them out like it is. Sorry, Patches. A joke.
Take some water.
Sorry about that, yes, so. Call it out like it is. All politicians, not the same. Some of them have cool temperament. And some of them temperament worse than how you know. So you don't paint everybody with the same broad brush. Politicians tell lies and they tell truth. Anyway, Patrice, time sharp. See you, have a good night. Safe drive home.
Thanks
See
a
you on
lot.
Monday.
Have yourself a wonderful night as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
It's 8 before the 10 o'clock hour. I go straight back to the lines. Call your line. Hello, caller.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings, sir.
Okay. Long time I don't connect with this program. We wait for Theo, we wait for the governor from St. Paul's, and we listen to the caller before culture. And the man is so right. It's the supporters them who got the politicians them got the polarization. When you got the people them, the division, the divisiveness. And it's only for set it is going to get together in unison and make the people them change them kind of attitude. The man is right. But you know, continue to this divide them. Hey, watch your man. Watch your generations unborn, you know. Go cry. You better stop. You better stop what you're doing, you know. You better stop and the man talk about all the people, and especially the low class. The low class wallowing in poverty. You must stop watching the man. Watch out. The man is so white. 68 square miles. And what you want to got the people them divided with this Westminster style politics. Sure.
Okay, got you loud and clear. Nice, sweet dog family. COVID. And
good evening.
Yes, you're live.
Yeah, good evening. I noticed the pastor what he say he is, right? I notice he getting involved in politics now, you know? So he are creating a problem for himself, you know? He's creating a problem for himself because when people start to talk, he ain't gonna like it because he ain't no saint, okay? All right.
Well, I do believe that everyone has the right to freedom of express, or freedom of expression. Call your live.
Patches, good night. Ian Patches, Liburd. Patches.
I want all these first-time straight talk callers understand we have some sharp shooters, eh? Very sharp. And they don't get away with these things here. Pastor Boland, have a good night, my friend. But still be compassionate on the poor people. With the money, it's not flowing like before.
Is that Pastor Boland?
I heard you tonight went to the archives and you pull something for remembrance, you know. It's just this morning when I get up patches, I was listening Rebel and Van Radio, and he bring up a clip deal with Hugh Heiligo. When this bad man Douglas, he got the heart to talk, patches, you gotta get these clips, you know. With the inquiry, what they do to these men. But anyway, I want to be, minutes, I want to be short and sweet. That is, I want Sinclair's parliamentarian them to know, you set the bar very high, you know. You all take over this country and had no money, you know. And you all turn on the economy, you know, and the infrastructure, you know, especially, you know. You remember this first town hall meeting Unity had in the girls' school? You remember I tell you, the boardwalk side was fix it? And you answer me call, you know. By God bless you. I do some investigation for myself up Newtown. And the people of Newtown have to be ashamed. They're going to suffer, you know. Just like in 75 with Simmons against Southwell up Newtown. My friend, God bless him, fast walk, speed run. Moonlight, they bring the history of this country to me on a regular basis when they was here. Regular occasion when they was here. I want to say good night to Blood. Happy birthday, my friend. Patches, me and Blood lift up a lot of piece of stage to make I be today, you know. And man got the chest big up. I watch Blood is a bad foot. All kind of people come from all kind of place. They walk, supervise the walk, and Blood with a 6 foot jabbing with jam down to make sure anywhere Unity be, the stage put up. And all kind of people want to do Blood as they like. That's why I got it up. But I want them today, you know, no, they will mash up Unity. And Timothy go run this country until he said he had enough. I want Timothy to respect the forces in the card. You know why? The country don't reach right back in Timothy's hand. The guy not in the how. He know it. I don't want him to get arrested. Out of this pandemic, it's too much on the guy. He's only a man. We ain't seen nothing like when we see this vagabond for 20 years, you know. Half of the 20 years after Simmons where we race with this piece of trash to throw and cannery. Timothy should have get that way. We love you and a better footing. I remember years in the sugar industry when Simmons said, when enough is near, you all get something. And that is what Timothy was doing with the toys industry. When the ships were rolling in and we were making money at the port, Timothy was pushing the money unknown to this country. This is not carrying us in a pandemic time. My God bless that young man. A son in our 2 years. God bless the Unity government and the first home. But I want to tell the gentleman, you know, that the people who Zamba used to give the 5-pound chicken, don't bother, play like you know, going on, you know, continue it because they suffer, you know, this is a pandemic. If no Zamba could have been alive and them people are ball, he'd have pushed his hand deep in the pocket. Because we know this guy rotten rich out the country. That is, you want the best over Unity. You think Unity got any call to be paying Indian rent down there? Unity main office. When Simmons went in Barclays Bank to take $49 million to reclaim the land. You think we have any call? We have any call apparent? Huh? Junk money this man had 2012, 2013. Playing around with and now kind of people come and see boy the land. The boy the land instead the man say man lease the land. Look for the future coming forward. But Timothy way ahead of you.
You're a vagabond, a damn good for nothing. That is have a good night, be safe, my brother. And step in for COVID. We want to see your face again. God bless.
Let's be kind.
You give poor people a voice.
Let's be kind and gentle, my dear brother. I'll take a few more calls, perhaps 2 more calls. Call you live.
Greetings again. The motto is the saying is country about self. Rock when you're attacking the man person, none is without sin. Who are without sin cast a stone. The man is saying, the man is talking to the whole country. The whole, I think it's Nevis. I am calling upon the churches, you know. Because everybody see what I go on, you know. Everybody see what go on. And when you call upon God, when you call upon God, every minute out to the mouth is God and Jesus. And I'm supporting this divisiveness, the polarization, and I'm going to church every Sunday when they're talking about God and all these talking about the Lord, right, doing the dividing and we don't know the divisiveness, Well, come out for the man. Come out for the man. If you're going to say something, but if you're going to reveal something about the man, somebody going to reveal something about you. And if I don't reveal something about somebody going to reveal something about me. The Most High is the perfect High. Remember that. The man saving St. Kitts Nevis. The man making an appeal. A fervent appeal for unison. Not the false unity. Unison. These one people. One people will be.
Oh, okay. I got you, fellow.
One people. All of us in the same boat. We must live united. Show and tell. Done with the divisiveness. Done with the division. The polarization. The Westminster style party politics. The bigger than that. We are the survivors. The conquest in middle passage. Seriously, we stay there. The carriage are now over down here in few numbers. What do you know, man? You don't know.
Okay, my brother, I got you. I got you, brother. I got you.
What do you know? When if you stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Yes, my brother, I got you loud and clear. I'll perhaps take one more call. I'll take this and make this my final call. Caller, you're live.
That is jam long again. To call us talk about divisiveness. But Eli, you should have been in Jamaica to see. You spent 20 years down Jamaica. I'm talking about the pastor. I'm talking about Denzel. You should have seen the divisiveness in Denzel. I am here for 20 years. What he do to people. You understand? I know what you're saying. When they start to come genuine with this country, we come good with them. All of us who talking. I am not in the history. I was away from here. Me all the time. Me go to the back of 29 hours loan walk up. Have a good night, Patches.
Have a good night, my brother. That's the way. We're going to end it for tonight because my time is done and I got to run. And that obviously has to be what I call a derivative of this COVID-19 pandemic. Lots of people are stressed and needs to vent their feelings. But let's try to be together. I think it was in fact Ras Kalonji who made the point that we should not be fighting each other. But that was my theme tonight, chaos to take control. There's some people like chaos, confusion, because they want to take control. But the truth is, the COVID-19 pandemic is an equal opportunity pandemic. That's one lesson we should have learned from it. It does not discriminate. It closed the world down. It unleashed its wrath upon every country on the earth. It cared not about politics. It cared not whether they were Republican, Democrat, Labour, PAM, CCM, NRP, or PLP. In spite of this reality, many amongst us fail to understand that COVID-19 cares not whether you're from Sandy Point, whether you're from Newtown, whether you're from Charlestown, Gingerland, or Cairn, or Tabernacle, for that matter. As it continues to spread its venom like a poisonous snake across every community in St. Kitts in particular. But there are some of us, there are some amongst us as well who relish chaos, like I said, because it gives them an opportunity to eventually control. But that is what they believe. That is what they believe. But in this coronavirus era, we're not going to listen to the flip-floppers. We're going to ensure that the corona or the vaccine rollout program continues so we can achieve the desired goal. We're not going to listen to the panic factory or to that groundless program. Try to imagine, like I said, God forbid this country was under different leadership. Try to imagine that. And when you reflect on that, we'll all say, thank God for Team Unity. Thank God for Timothy Harris, who is the right leader in the right place at the right time. Thank God for Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Hazel Laws. She too is the right CMO in the right place at the right time. So too, the Medical Chief of Staff, Dr. Cameron Wilkinson, he is in the right place at the right time, is the right person at the right place at the right time. And they're all leading their brigade of health, or their health brigade, and keeping us safe as they can. Could you imagine we were under different leadership? My family, as we wind down tonight, I want to remind you of what the Bible says in James chapter 1 verse 8. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And double-mindedness, like any other disease, has its symptoms. One called instability, which is described in the said book of James as one who is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. This is why I said, I believe that God put the right person in the right place at the right time, my people. And we must be thankful. We must be thankful that the last report from the HEOC, the Health Emergency Operations Center, suggests to us that we are on the right path. On the right path, because the good thing is we have been able to vaccinate thousands of people, my family. Some 35,659 persons have been administered with 1 or 2 doses. 68%, to be exact, 68.3% of our persons have had their first dose, and 39.7% their second dose. I can only beg you, my family, let's go out. Our contact tracing must have been good. It has to be the best in the Caribbean, when some 20,000 or over 20,000 cases were considered negative. We have tested over 20,000 people in our country. So let us stand firm. my people, let us do the things that are right. Do not embrace and advocate the things that are wrong. My family, COVID vaccines. There's some people casting doubts on their safety or efficacy. And this is proof of idiocy, I say, because of best vaccine is a vaccine that's available. Let's go out. Let's get our herd immunity so we can keep our country open, because COVID or coronavirus, I should say, will always be around. Let us kickstart our economy. Let us focus on the things that are right. Let us avoid the chaos, especially those who want to take control. That was my story tonight, and I am going to stick with it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our program tonight, and as always, I want to thank you, the callers. Many I know could not get in. I want to thank you, the listeners, whichever medium, on social platform, whichever one, Facebook, YouTube, those on ZIZ Radio. I want to remind all of you that you are the ones who make Straight Talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I must hail my sister Baba, wherever she is. I extend my sympathies on the passage of your brother, Arthur, and your entire family. I must thank you all. And if God permit, we will connect on Monday for another edition of Straight Talk. In the meanwhile, I want to thank as well the mayor of St. Paul's. Don't you move your dial. Theophilus Clark comes right in. This is oldie goldies. I want to thank those in the back room, Bevan Wilkinson and John James. Without all of them, we don't have Straight Talk. So until we connect, my Straight Talk family, on Monday, be good to yourselves. Jasmine, Boy Blue, enjoy the anniversary. But be good to all whom you meet. And remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my people, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday.
In the morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give Him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of